Khaki shorts and polished boots, looking for some bush-felled roots. The colonel packed his bag and compass, heading up north to escape the ruckus. Up to the old northern Transvaal he rode, checking out the game ranches, wild and bold, looking at the fences, counting up the trees, when a twitchy little nose caught the Limpopo breeze. Rustle in the dry grass, peekaboo, who's that staring right back at you? The poachers came and caused a tragedy, wiped out the whole sweet family tree. Only one little hero made it through alive. Now he's got the rhythm, he's got the jive. Oh, meet Murray, Murray the mongoose, running around the bush with his tail cut loose. Soul survivor with an attitude, turning backyard scorpions into fast food. Chirpy little buddy, always on the go, the colonel's new best pal in Limpopo. Yeah, the colonel and the mongoose, best friends in Limpopo. He's an expert rodent hunter, lightning quick. Rattlesnakes and field mice don't stand a lick. Standing on his hind legs, giving a squeak, riding on the colonel's shoulder, cheek to cheek. They share a cup of rooibos under the shade, plotting out the greatest little rescue brigade. The colonel brings the biltong, Murray brings the spark, keeping watch together till the veld goes dark. Rustle in the dry grass, 1, 2, 3, happiest little critter that you ever did see. The past was rough, but he won the fight, dancing through the thicket in the warm sunlight. Oh, meet Murray, Murray the mongoose, running around the bush with his tail cut loose. Soul survivor with an attitude, turning backyard scorpions into fast food. Chirpy little buddy, always on the go, the colonel's new best pal in Limpopo. Yeah, the colonel and the mongoose, best friends in Limpopo. Snap, snap, caught another rat. Who needs a safari dog or a farm cat? He's got the moves, he's got the flair, dust on his paws and the wind in his hair. Colonel tips his hat, Murray does a spin. That's how true adventures begin. Oh, meet Murray, Murray the mongoose, running around the bush with his tail cut loose. Soul survivor with an attitude, turning backyard scorpions into fast food. Chirpy little buddy, always on the go, the colonel's new best pal in the Limpopo. Yeah, Murray's got the jive, Limpopo's little king, so glad he survived. Colonel and the mongoose side by side, taking that old safari for a ride.
All righty, folks. Good evening. Welcome back to the program. Again, this is a typical thing where it's a little bit different here because it's not my normal news program. We are going to talk news. I normally don't like to deal with refugee stuff early on, but I'm going to discuss some of that because of the actions of some people who are repulsive human beings. Some of you have caught that and you've sent those things to me. But the gloves have come off, at least in one case. Someone who has slandered me. Now, my response wasn't retaliation, but my response was because the person has been misleading, fraudulently misrepresenting themselves, claiming that they have something to do with Amerikaners when they do not. And they threatened people saying that they could stop their refugee case. This is fraudulent behavior. I will tell you now that that person has tried to backtrack and make apologies, But unfortunately for them, they have been reported to the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services. If I understand correctly, the person is in the United States, and this could affect their status. They should not have threatened people, and they should not have misrepresented who they are and who they work for. Shame, shame that this had to happen. Also, the person is a lying SOB, having attacked me and then apologized and tried to claim that they've never said anything bad about me. Whether they said anything bad about me is not the reason that they got reported. They got reported for committing, for misleading people, misrepresenting who they were, and that's their problem. That's one. There's more coming. That's the first salvo. These people keep playing these games, and there are consequences to their actions. Those who are committing fraud, those who are holding call for, I really don't have time for distracting things right now. We're talking about something that actually affects people's lives. Please hold off on that stuff for the moment till we finish with this. These people playing these games, and they think that there are no consequences to their slander, their defamation, their stalking, their cyber stalking, their theft of content, their misuse of content, and their abuse. These are criminal actions in the Netherlands, in South Africa, and in the United States. And the first salvo has been fired. The repulsive image that I saw made by some bum-hurt loser who made themselves disqualified and are taking out on me. I also did catch a little bit of Professor G's video a short while ago, which he was angry, and he's right to be angry. I've had enough of these people. They are losers, and they got what they deserved. Now, there are people who received ineligibility letters who are heartbroken, who are honest people, who have not been offensive like these clowns. But their offensive conduct will have consequences. And that includes our buddy Sloot. So enough, they've played these games long enough. I don't know who the fuck they think they are. I really don't know who they think they are. But the game is over. Enough of your abuse, enough of your actions. You've harmed my viewers, and you've insulted me for over a year. You've slandered me, and you misrepresented the facts. And there will be consequences. And the ball is rolling. So there you go. Enough is enough. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's been going on for a year, and I've had enough of it. And when it was me being attacked, one thing, but when they harm my viewers, enough. Yes, these idiots have delusions of grandeur. Yeah, well, I'm going to call one of them out. I'm going to tell you about one right now. I won't mention the name of the person, but this is the cheek and audacity of people. And this is a message to you if you're watching. I did a meet and greet in Durbanville because I was asked to. Now, I was late, and I apologize for that. It was beyond my control, what was going on. But I was at that meet and greet, and I arrived late. And so I apologize. Some people did. But people came to that meet and greet and sat down next to me and were so grateful to meet me and wanted to take selfies with me and had questions, and I answered them. And now these sons of beeswaxes have created a group, a WhatsApp group. And in the WhatsApp group, they have the audacity to say the following: no post about Colonel Wyatt or Professor G will be tolerated in this group. They will be removed. We will not listen to people who call us criminals and druggies. I never called anyone a criminal or a druggie. That's a fact. Not once. Anyone that says that is a bold-faced liar and a slandering bastard. I never called anybody criminal druggie. You are selective dipshits, and you're hearing what you want to hear. I never said that. And I didn't say that at that meet and greet either. And that piece of sludge is stabbing me in the back with a WhatsApp group now, spreading lies. I will call you out by name unless you send me an apology. I have the name of the group, and I know who did it. So you've been warned. You've been warned. Who do these people think they are? Losers. Sad, pathetic hate wankers who are losers. And they're trying to say that everyone who received an eligibility letter is in this group. They're not. They're not. Most of the people receiving an eligibility letter, it's unfortunate for them. Now, let me just get this straight for those of you listening. I'm sick of this bullshit. $980,000 of free consulting helping South Africans last year. And this is the nonsense we get. This slimy defamation of character. That's not even how much I've done this year. Thousands of dollars spent. And the losers who sit in Connecticut in their bathrobes, and the losers who sit Victoria East, presumably with something wrapped around their fist. And then these clowns who have the audacity to come to my meet greets, and then because they made themselves ineligible, the slimy little bastards take it out on me. Shame on you. You might need to take a look in the mirror and wonder why you're ineligible. your character is probably the reason you're ineligible. If you're such a smarmy, slimy, sad, pathetic loser that you attack people who help others out of the goodness of their heart. You lie, you slander, you besmirch. And by the way, those are crimes in South Africa. So be careful what you do. Be careful what you do. Those of you who've attacked me on social media, the U.S. government knows who I am. Do you think that you're going to be able to return your ineligibility letter by behaving like that? Do you think the U.S. government isn't watching my videos? Do you think the South African government isn't watching my videos? Well, you're pretty dim-witted and stupid if that's how you think. And for Johan Sloot, who will now take that video, cut that, edit what I just said, and he'll put something where I mention somebody else's name, and he'll claim I call them names. You're a loser. You're a sad, pathetic loser. Oh, I'll tell you the WhatsApp group, but I won't do it tonight. I'll do it later on. I'll give the person a chance to apologize. That's why I told you to all stay out of the groups. These are toxic groups led by toxic people in many cases. If you think that you can act like that on social media and attack an honorable veteran of U.S. government who's done more in his lifetime than any of you losers who are behaving like this, you think there won't be consequences? I don't have to do anything. No, Petra. No, you can't just ignore it. Have you seen what came out? Have you seen what they did to my viewers? People drove from Heckport. People drove from Germiston. People drove from the Vol Triangle to come to a meet and greet that had to be moved and then went home because they didn't know about it. Oh, cyber law. That woman is being sued for every cent she has by someone else, not by me. No, there'll be no apology coming from any of these people. Well, it was a woman that's running the group, not a man. The group I'm talking about, it's a woman who hugged me and was shaking to meet me. And then these people, there's more than one bad apple is the problem. Yeah, you drove from Heidelberg. Exactly, James. People were turned away because of the behavior of that clown. Well, I don't know why the Durbanville meet was with agenda, but there was clearly some nasty people that were there. Oh, I know the U.S. government's watching my video. And if you think that you can besmirch and slander me and the U.S. government won't pay attention to that, well, you're dumber than you look, the people that are doing that. Hey, Harry, thank you for 35 Rand. Yeah, well, those who are not going to the U.S. will be stuck with these hateful rejects. Exactly. You know, I never called anyone criminals. That's a lie. I've also never misled anyone. I've also never harmed anyone. Tonight, I did an informal meet and greet. I got there about 4:20, and I left there at 8 o'clock for 10 people. I talked to 4 people at length who had questions of my own time. I received no compensation for that. I received nothing for that. I got nothing from that. Some of those people might in future get an eligibility letter. Yet I gave them my time. You have these slime merchant losers who've never accomplished anything in their life. Cyberlaw says, thank you for South Africa. Still honored to have the privilege to watch your video. Well, Carl, it's great to hear from you again. Thank you for the cap. These people have maturity to assume responsibility for their actions because they failed in their lives. They try to gain fame by defending reputable people. Exactly. You are right, Michael, and that's exactly what it is. And so these people threaten other people. And see, that's the end of that. Homie, don't play that. You start threatening innocent people, you will have consequences. You're dumb enough to threaten me, which makes you ineligible. I hope you realize that. I hope some of you losers who are acting like children that got those letters, most people are not like that, but the few of you who acted that way, one of the reasons you probably got is your conduct on social media. Yeah. Yep. And, you know, I saw part of Professor G's video in which he says people are attacking him. Well, it's time for talking's over. You need to help us. Let me make this clear. And to my loyal viewers and honest, good-hearted people, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the letters were not done in malice. The letters were not done because they weren't legitimate. The letters were not done to harm people. There is no appeal. There is no recourse. Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Landau stepped on a landmine, and he has accomplished nothing. It's been a week. Nothing is going to come of that tweet. There is no recourse. Now, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but at least I tell you the truth. That's the way things sit right now. And these liars asking people for their FOIA, asking people for their personal information, asking people for their identifying information, and you're giving it to them? Do not give them that. Who is Frank Beard? Okay, let's not start arguing with each other here, okay? Hey, Damien, what's up? Didn't know that I'd only walked in the chat now. Got to be in the chat. It's okay, Judy. You said from the beginning those WhatsApp groups are just trouble and stay away. I did. Who's a Karen? Who's a Karen? What is that message about? You think I don't understand Afrikaans? I don't know who you're talking about. Talking about me? What's going on here? My computer is acting up. Oh, yeah, she. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, okay, so sorry. Yeah, she is definitely that. Anyway, people always talk nonsense. Cannot please everyone. We try to help everyone can, but a bad apple always. No, but the bad apples are multiplying because letters. People. These are people who shouldn't come to America. Oh, ZZ Top's drummer died. Oh, sorry to hear that. Jezebel Gaming says, thank you, Kermit. Always tell the truth. We appreciate it. It helps us a lot. You're welcome. So sorry for what happened to you. Thanks. Well, look, Mari, this is not about me. It is, but it's not. It's about how they harm my viewers, and that's the problem. You know, people put their lives in jeopardy driving in South Africa, particularly when it gets dark, and to come from so far to meet me. See, here's the thing. They're sad losers who do this. They're really pathetic losers. They have nothing in life, nothing to cling to, no accomplishments, nothing except hating on other people. They can't stand to see the shine on anyone else. Their heads would have exploded. They would have collapsed in a multiple coronary fest had they been at Loftus at the fan zone when I was there last weekend. And over 150, close to 200 people came up to take selfies with me just in the fan zone. Their hearts would have collapsed. They would have been frustrated today when I was at Linwood Bridge, and 5 times people came up to me, about a dozen people total, and wanted to greet me, interrupting my lunch at the Tribeca, which I have no problem with. That would have broken their heart. It would have broken their heart when the woman and her daughter this morning at Nicklin stopped me because her husband watches me on the Rugby Ascendant channel and loves it, and talked to me and explained to me about what's going on in their lives. It would have broken their hearts to see everywhere I went, people come up and want to meet me and want to shake my hand and want to take selfies with me because I tell the truth, because I'm accurate, because I'm honest. And this is what hurts them. This is what gives them chest pains. And they are all going to get their just desserts. Your cat's better. Okay. I will be in Vanderbilt Park, but it's going to have to be an afternoon when I have an event I have to do on Monday, which is interfering. I was going to go down in the morning, but I can't go till later now. Debbie, hey, good to see you tonight. Not the Colonel's fault if you get a letter. Always have plan B. Yes, it's not my fault if you get a letter. I didn't make anybody ineligible. But some people have gotten a letter because of their abuse towards me. And not because I reported on, because their abuse towards me is observed by U.S. government officials. So keep that in mind. Yeah, okay. Cool Beans, I'm going to say this right now, okay? Enough with the Arza Rose thing. Leave her alone. If you disagree with her, then just ignore it. Or don't want that anymore. Enough. You're done, okay? Stop doing that, okay? I'm telling you now, cool beans, okay? Chill. Jealousy makes people nasty. People can't handle your kindness, determination, honesty. They want to be you and never will. But well, that's true, Louise. Hey, Louise. Sorry you're sick, Sharon. Alina Janssen from Rendsburg. I will probably do it in a formal meet and greet tomorrow, early afternoon. At Loftus Park. Loftus Park, maybe around lunchtime, because I'll be going to the game. What time is the game tomorrow? Is it 3 or 5? Let me see. Maybe it'll be after lunch. Let me take a look. Curry Cup tomorrow. I can't remember. I think it's a 5 o'clock game. Curry Cup. Okay. Scores today. There are no scores today. Curry Cup. Come on. What time is the game on tomorrow? Friday. The Bulls are playing at 5 o'clock. Okay. So, yeah, that's 5 o'clock game. The Griquas play at 3, so I'm going to want to be back to cover that game. So I'll probably do a lunchtime thing. Okay? Yeah, and that way I can cover the Pumas and the Griquas game. And then I go to the Bulls game. I'll just leave the Griquas game early. Okay. Most people overreact to receiving a letter. It shows they're not capable of being in the USA. I'm not saying all, but the ones who get really upset. Yeah, exactly. Thanks for what you're doing for all of us. I watch every YouTube to stay up to date. Glad you're feeling better. Thank you, Ghost King. Thank you so much. I am feeling better. So your post too late. Yeah, Alina, tomorrow at Loftus Park, I'll do it. I'm not far from us, so I hope you had one. It was an informal meet and greet, and tomorrow will be an informal meet and greet as well. Okay? So, Alina, maybe we can meet tomorrow, okay? These type of people that will trample other people to get what they want. Yep, like a toddler being told no. Exactly. I'm not Afrikaans, but I'm white South African. Am I allowed to come to America? You got an Italian passport? No. You cannot come to America as a refugee. I'm sorry, Fabian. Italy is a safe haven. You can go to Italy. That will be the response to the U.S. government. They will say that you're ineligible because you have a safe haven passport. So, sorry to break that to you. If you have an Italian passport, you're an Italian citizen. Oh, no, Pat, I'm talking about her specifically. I mean, someone's seen that what she's done is really bad. They're hypnotized with hatred. That's a good statement. Between you and Press, you respect and appreciate. You're like the family to us. You always share the straight, no breaks. Please adopt us. Take us back with you, Gina. Yep. Colonel, let's get you a trendy pair of glasses. No, I like these reading glasses. When is your meet and greet in Vanderbilt Park? The 24th. Is that right? 24th. Yeah, I think it's the 24th. Yep. Late afternoon, the 24th. Carl Rasmus says, one aspect I admire is how you apply a super analytical mind to your cause. I absolutely do. I mean, I don't just say things willy-nilly. These people lack accountability and fail to realize that their past decisions have repercussions. Take responsibility for the situation you were in, the master of constructing. What did I miss? What did this person do? I still have social media. Well, that's all right, Hasigi. I'm sure I'll see you at another meet and greet. So, yeah. So today I went to, I had a meeting with someone that was rather important and also clarified a few things. And then I had another very important meeting, and this was with colleague Creel from AfriForum. I talked to him about AfriForum and March in March. You'll find that interesting once I get a chance to edit and post it. But he did give me a copy of their magazine, 20 Years of AfriForum. Congratulations. There's a picture of Steve Hofmeier in here from 20 years ago. Boy, did he look young 20 years ago. We all did. We all looked young. We were all young once. Yeah. But yeah, so this is 20 Years of AfriForum. So they gave me that. As you saw, I also found this finally. I've been looking for these forever. I finally got one. I got this at a pick and pay at Menlyn. There you go. Finally got myself one of these bad boys. So let's get those horns up there. There you go. So yeah, for the Springboks games, yeah. Got that today. Okay. You're welcome, Fabian. I'm sorry that disappoints you if that's what you're hoping for, but you're going to be disqualified most likely because you have a safe haven passport. Debbie says, Patrick, love my Wyatt Army hat. He stole it. Thank you, Colonel. It was an honor to meet you in person. Well, Debbie, I guess you have to come and get another Wyatt Army hat. When is your meet and greet in Bloberg? Serena, that will be probably on September 3rd. September 3rd. Okay. All right. So still got a ways to get to that yet. That's on one of those. If you push the ends, it makes the ears move. I know. I just did that, Judy. Very interesting that interview. Well, that's cool. Tell us about Marianne, what? Besides being stationed in Africa, what made you keep an interest in South Africa? Oh, that's interesting. Well, the interest in South Africa didn't become as a station here. That's a consequence of my desire to be an Africanist. I have been interested in Africa since the 1970s when I was a kid. And then I followed Rhodesia, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Angola, and liberation movements, and then the frontline states approach of the South African government. I read a book by a gentleman who was a former CIA agent about what we did with Holden Roberto in Angola. And I got deeper into Africa in high school. I read The Covenant about Geloof the Dag, and that got me even deeper and got my interest in South Africa. And that started around 1980. So I've been following South Africa religiously since 1980. So I mean, I've been there. I've got the T-shirt to prove it, and I've got the stamp my passport, so to speak. I was in the Army after I left university in 1984. I was in an education center, and there was a pamphlet that said the U.S. Army Foreign Area Officer Program, free graduate school at very good schools, free language training, and a year with a travel budget, travel around your region. And nobody wants Africa. I wanted Africa. So I made a plan in 1984 that I would eventually become that, because you can't do that right away. You have to go through about a decade of military experience, and you have to perform very high in order to be selected for that unique group of people. And I made a plan in 1984 that I was going to go back to college, graduate, get commissioned as a lieutenant in military intelligence, which was hard to do, be a regular Army officer, which is even harder to do. There's only 4,300 of them out of the 80,000. Then become a foreign area officer, sub-Saharan Africa, make full colonel, and be the defense attaché in South Africa. The defense attaché never happened. When I got promoted to colonel, it was off cycle, and the position had been filled. And then when I came eligible for it, when it might have been able to do it, they gave it to the Navy, so it's no longer an Army position. Yep. So that's where it started. I lived in Africa and worked in Africa because that was my desire. I do understand some Italian. I lived in Italy as well. I was stationed in Italy, Vicenza, but I can read it, mostly not follow it. Heading through a hotel tomorrow. Hope to make it in time to have my wife meet you. Okay, Damien. I will be back at the same place I was last weekend tomorrow. So nasty racist little Facebook groups are the reason for these denials. John Kramer, let me tell you something. Let me tell you why the denials are happening, okay? Let me tell you why. Some people have unfortunate circumstances. The woman who was human trafficked and then was selling drugs and was caught. It's not really her fault, or isn't. She was ineligible. The woman whose passport and cards were stolen in London when she was a teenager, and she wound up using a forged passport. That's why she was probably ineligible. That's unfortunate. It's unfair, but it's reality. But many of these denials are coming because people have used drugs, and others have done things that are criminal acts. And then, of course, social media plays a role too. There are lots of reasons for these ineligibilities. The people made themselves ineligible. Yep. Hope CSCs, them South African refugee cult that follows. I don't understand. Well, Pat, I think the U.S. government is a little bit shocked by some of the stuff they've seen. And Fabian, I'm glad I answered your question. Bro and Blondie, it's been a while, man. Where you been there? I haven't seen you in a while. Kick some bun. I can't handle the title of something. Even realize what it takes to climb the rank of colonel. Oh yeah, I know, Nico. They have no idea. And there's only a handful of colonels in the U.S. Army, and it's tough to make that level. And in my career field, there are only 12. Well, now there's 18. There's 18 colonels who cover Africa. For the entire U.S. Army, I had 80,000 officers. 18. That is almost impossible to reach, but I got there, and I served there. Okay. Yeah, but people say, so anti-Semitic comments on social media, anti-Black comments on social media, things like that made people ineligible. You're an honorary South African. Thank you, Wes Bez. Okay, I'm going to rewatch. Okay, have you seen the video for SG from yesterday saying that there's groups like AFRON that can be reached? No, that should not happen. The U.S. government does not look unfavorably at African Forum. There may be investigators who come over on a temporary basis who don't know South Africa, who might be misinformed, but it should not be the basis for a denial. The AfriForum is looked upon very well by the U.S. government. It's a civil rights organization. The Biden administration has no problem with it. The Trump administration has no problem with it. So that seems highly unlikely. Sorry. We still got 2 lights on this thing. Let's see. Oh, I know it is. Yep, still working. Okay. Yeah, no, association with AfriForum and Solidarity is not a bar. I don't think Professor G is correct in that. I don't think he's correct. I know he's a smart guy. He's a friend, and he's right about most of what he says, but I don't agree with that. I know people who are in AfriForum who've gone to America as refugees. Yeah, it's still working. Thank you for that, Abraham. Good to see you. Kids are counting down the days to come meet you Sunday at Four Ways. Yeah, it'll be a jail break or prison break on Sunday at Four Ways. Okay, so yeah, got a reservation, and we'll hang out. And just please spend some money when you're there, guys. Please spend some money so that people don't get angry at us. Okay. Okay. Did you get my WhatsApp? I don't know if I did, James. Oh, was that from you? Somebody sent me that. I don't know if I got it from someone else. If you don't succeed, try doing what Chris. Yeah, I like that. If at first you don't succeed, try doing what Chris told you to do the first time. That's pretty good. Do you have a big interest in the border war? I do. Not many people in South Africa. But yeah, no, I very do. I mean, I read Fred Bridgeland's book, The War for Africa, one of my favorite books on military history. Yeah, I know a lot about the border war. In fact, I'm going to a reunion on Saturday morning before the game. So, yep. Yep, that's coming on Saturday. Stay in Botswana during 96? No. I was not in Botswana in 1996. 1996, I was at Iowa State University. Well, I know Bull and Bush. No, it wasn't me, but Big Dutch, I know Bull and Bush. I used to go there a lot. It's very close to my home. I lived in the government enclave, just not even 2 kilometers from where Bull and Bush is. Yeah, only 18 colonels covering Africa. Yeah, Singh, it's, and I've got bathrobe retards, slandering and idiots. In hiding to. Oh, sorry about that, Brian, but good to see you back again. Okay. Hey, Dorothy, what's up? I haven't set the Four Ways one yet. It's on the weekend, so we'll probably do it during the daytime. I'll get back with you guys. Look, here's another thing. I get these people who don't get attention. Not anyone in the chat right now. People don't get attention. I don't respond to a message, and they get pissed off. I sent you these emails. Do you know you and 12,000 other people sent me emails this week? It's not humanly possible to answer all these things. Yeah, but I'm sorry, but I don't intentionally neglect people's messages. I don't intentionally avoid people. I try to help everybody. So, I do the best I can. It's not possible to do all this stuff. AfriForum protects and promotes the Afrikaans interest. Not only that, AfriForum also helps other groups. Exactly. Well, not just with the lawyers, Wes, as you'll see in the interview, which I knew already, I've reported in the past. They help with other things. Now they're helping March in March, which I think is controversial, and I've asked Kali about that. I think I heard South Africa has more generals in the Army than the U.S. Yeah. Okay. For all I know, USCS made ineligible then for calling you. No, Carl. No, that's I promise. That's not going to get you ineligible. No, that, and you owned up to that, Carl. You're a nice guy. Thank you for that. Father was stationed there, says Wilma. Okay. All right. So yeah, the conduct of people is just making them eligible. And by the way, if you think you can't have your refugee status stripped by committing fraud in the United States, you've made a huge mistake. So just a warning to people that want to play that game. So I did a little shopping today too, while I was waiting for someone for my meeting. And you know where I went, right? Yes. One of my favorite places. One of my favorite places. And now I can be a rek de boer. Rek de boer. Guess what I got? I've never bought one of these. But now I bought one. It doesn't get more boer than this, does it? Check it out. Check it out. There you go. There you go. Now there's a rek de boer. All right. Check it out. Yeah. There you go. That's the real deal right there, right? That's the real deal. Yeah. Yeah, get the khakis on. Yeah, so, yep, I might go get another one. These are great shirts. No, but I've never had the ones with the light green and the tan on it. Yeah, it does fit me very nicely. This is just an extra large, not even a double X large. This one, the extra large, and it fit fine. Yep, that's a good shirt. I might get myself one more of them. Yeah, it's from Rugged Wear, probably manufactured in South Africa, 100% original. Yep. Yep. Cool beans. Anyway, so that's what I got today. So I hope you guys like that. Never had one. Anyway, well, I got a cowboy hat. Yeah. So I paid cash for that bad boy. Didn't even use a credit card today. So yeah. Andre, thank you for the super chat. Did I miss a 70 rand earlier? That was from Tinky. Thank you, Tinky. Yeah, appreciate your super sticker. Congratulations on achievement. Yeah, thank you. It was only 18. Yep. Tinky, thank you for 70 rand. It's a nice place. Go Goats. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Oh, there's some more. Two-tone. Nice one. You like that, eh, Waving Hunter? Not the two-tone color shirts. I'm trying to get my husband to get rid of his. I have fellies. And so I have the shorts. Yep. I have I think 5 or 7 pairs of fellies now. Ooh, is that what you want me to say there, John? We're thankful that hubby had an operation and it went very well. Oh, I'm glad to hear it went very well. Starting a trend. Can you please elaborate, explain the U.S. voting system? House and Senate, what will happen if blue? Okay, that's a fair question. No effect on the refugee program because the president controls the refugee program, not Congress. The only issue is here, would they not fund the Homeland Security? But Homeland Security has already been funded for the next year or something like that. They did a special bill to do that, unusual funding bill, which was approved. So Homeland Security is not affected by the budget at this point. So yeah. Oh, I've got sunburned arms. Oh, it's not showing up so well there, but you can see the difference between that, and that. See? Yeah. Yeah. So no, but the House and Senate, the elections, if the Democrats take control of the House and the Senate, they'll waste all their time trying to impeach Trump. They'll never get to 2/3 in the Senate in the trial, so he won't be impeached. But they'll try it. Sorry, just trying to adjust my camera here. So the election, they're not likely to win, though. The Democrats are in panic mode now because Francesca Hong did not win the Democratic primary in Wisconsin for governor, and they thought they had it worked. Oh, you used to work at Safari. Okay, that's interesting. Hey, pizza party. I'm good. Okay. Thank you, Carl. Gilbert B. T-shirts. All you need now is sunburn arm. Okay, we just need a T-shirt going with a hat. Ooh, there you go, Boyke. Hey, money shots. Okay. And the thing of nouns gave 14 rand. Thank you for that. Brilliant. Starting our new dream tomorrow, buying a GS 1200 and going weekend YouTube traveling. Live and we'll build our own dreams. That's pretty wild, Martin. Okay. Vanek. Good to see you there. Anyway, so that's kind of where we're at. Again, people just think that what they do is in isolation. They really think they can mistreat other people and there are no consequences to it. Well, that's not how life works, folks. That is not how life works, unfortunately. Hasigi says you can break away from work. Seeing the 4 ways. Okay, well, 4 ways will be on Sunday, so we'll see you there. Okay, Hasigi. Hasigi is one of the people vying for attending the most meet and greets. Koketso Ratsani, I think, has been to 5. And Garrett Gillage, I think, has been to 7, maybe more. So Garrett, I think, maybe 8. He might be the top one right now. So you got a ways to go. You've been, what, 2? So you got a ways to go, but you could try to break it. Anselin, happy to have met someone who actually knows who Jan Sobieski was. Yes, I know who Jan Sobieski was. Anselin, did I not meet you a short while ago this evening? It looks like it was nice to meet you. Yeah, no, Jan Sobieski was the Polish king who brought the cavalry which saved Western civilization. And he is my Christian hero. Please don't use all caps, Marius Mostart. I will be in KZN the 26th through the 28th. The plans are initially I'm going to go to a dairy farm in the Midlands, possibly, and probably have an early meet and greet in Howick then down to Durban and have a late afternoon meet and greet in Durban at the casino, at the shopping area there, maybe Tiger's Milk or something like that. And then the next day, I'll go to Bolito and have a meet and greet in Bolito and hang out in Bolito for a bit. So, yeah, and I fly out that evening. So, but khaki hamping your beard, I'm sure people speak Afrikaans. Oh, they always do anyway. They always do. Thing is so I was at lunch yesterday with Steve Hofmeyer, Adam Toss, Richard Bands, and some other folks. Fat Man was there as well. I was having lunch with them with somebody's birthday, and the black guy came out and he was talking to them at the table, speaking Afrikaans, and somebody said something about me, and he said, well, he doesn't understand Afrikaans, so I'll have to do this. So I said, oh, no. I understood what you said. I don't speak Afrikaans, but I understand. There's a difference. Okay. CB is missing all the meet. Yeah, you are missing all the meet and greets, and you're like a big player in this. We need to talk about why you're missing meet and greets. CB, by the way, folks, is one of the nicest people in the world you'll ever meet. Salt of the earth, a fantastic human being. I hope I'm embarrassing you. I hope I'm embarrassing you because you are just that nice a person. Yeah. Hooked me up with my new personal physician, and I'm very happy to say he's fantastic. Yep. Shopping for Boervorst making equipment USA. Heinrich, that's an interesting idea. Definitely Haley will be at Bolito, okay. Loftus, Tinnis, Prinsloo. I will be at Loftus for the game. I'm covering the game. I'm in the press box tomorrow, but I'll come down to the field. The game starts at 5, so I'll be there. I'll probably head in around 4. I'll start watching the Griquas game and head into the stadium around 4:30. So yeah. But I will be at Loftus Park before that. We'll do something informal like I did today. By the way, the caps, I got a new batch of caps that came in. I don't have them here. They're downstairs. But new caps came in, and so I've got 48 of them left. If anybody wants to get a cap, they seem to be very popular. Keyboard warriors because they have no backbone to say things to your face and they hide behind the keyboard. Hendo, you are a rock star. Yay, it's an Eista. Hendo, yay, it's an Eista. Nee, yay, it's a legend. Wes, I appreciate the £5. Thank you for that. I should go up to St. Lucia. I don't have that kind of time. There's some beehives planned at the Vitkois. That's a good idea, Garrett. Beehives at the Vitkois, yeah. But it's hard to get to, so I don't know who would maintain it. You have to have beehives at a place where you can get to quickly. That's not an easy place to get to. Carl Duplessis, good evening to you. So yeah. Anyway, look, guys, this has been epic. Not tonight, I'm talking about what is this? Only 48 from the 100. What are you talking about, Damien? What are you talking about? Don't make me blush, says. No. You mean beehive equals all you have vandalism. What do you, Damien, understand? What's 48 from 100? I'm lost. So, what do you think of Nancy Mace? She looks like a biker chick. Not a fan. About my son in previous lives when he got admitted to the hospital, I might need to speak to you personally at some point. Oh, well, that's not good, Loretta. Sorry to hear that. I hope he gets better. Yep. Because I've framed my trip in the Western Cape around visiting, coming up there to Lambert's Bay. Yeah, and just like I framed my trip around a meeting I was supposed to have today that got canceled or postponed. Bookie hat, okay. Sigi says he has tendency to make people blush. Yes, she knows. I made her blush several times. Look, for those of you out there that are in the refugee program that are processing, you have not received an ineligibility letter. I hope that if you do, I hope you don't get an ineligibility letter, but if you do get one, I hope you handle it well, and I hope you still stay part of the Wyatt Army and the family. I hate to see people disappear. Will you be having a normal meet and greet in Pretoria? Paul declared probably not. I haven't got anybody organizing that for me. Usually I have somebody organizing those things. I mean, so I mean, it wasn't a normal meet and greet. The first one I did at Loftus, we had a reservation. I made a reservation at Spur, and we went to Spur, and we had a lot of people show up. 30 people, I think, showed up. Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of a normal greet. Oh, yeah, sponsored Behinds. Cool. Hey, Cruiser Phoenix. Is that a pineapple? See you tomorrow, Sarah, around 1 or earlier. Waving Hunter, maybe 1. We'll see. It'll be Loftus Park, yes. It's, yeah, Tiger's Milk Suncoast. But Big Dutch, I don't know if that's the case. Charles Van Olsen is the one who usually sets it up for me, or Malcolm Clothy, but I haven't seen Malcolm in ages. He hasn't been around. And Charles is not feeling well, so I have not made any reservation there. But I'm staying at the casino. Finally figured out what the rotary phone tone I keep hearing is not my house. Oh, that's the aircon. The aircon is messed up. 100% organized, arranged, book, just waiting for. Okay. Okay, I'll let you know. Okay, cool. Haley, Hermandir, the Howling thing is not set for sure, but it will probably be. What's the name of that place? We had where we had it last time. I used to do it in another place, but they're no longer around. So, okay, let me see. Let me see if I can find the name of the place. It's the most prominent restaurant in town, not too far from the mayor's office. Okay, so I need to go to Howick. Okay. Okay, Howick. The heck is? Okay, I'm not getting the answer. Look over here, so. Well, it doesn't look right. Where the heck is the restaurant there? It should be there, but it's not coming up right. Maybe that's where it's at. I'm not finding it here. Shoot. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's where it's up here. Okay, there we go. Okay, there you go. Okay, probably the Woodstone. They're probably at the Woodstone. Sorry, it took me a few minutes. The Woodstone, yeah. That's probably where it'll be, the Woodstone. Okay, does that help? People who have eligibility where the U.S. ties contacted all, trying to figure out if we're staying. You look, Kevin, Rini, do not. That's not going to help. That isn't going to help you game. I know people who ties been contacted. One person was told by a case officer that you're an assured case. There's no such thing. And that person talked to me when I was in Nelspruit. And she said, you know, my U.S. tie said that the case officer said, we're an assured case. I said, I don't know what they're talking about. There's no such thing as an assured case. I wouldn't put any stock in that. And the next morning, she came to me, or next evening when I had dinner in Nelspruit, and she said, I got the ineligibility letter today. Yeah. Look, don't focus on whether your tie's been contacted or not. It doesn't matter on the conduct of your case. It only matters if you wind up there with them. So that's not something to focus on. Yeah, those that can hear the AC should think that their hearing is in good order. Exactly. Don't compare your cases. Yeah, so it's comical to see these liars say that I called everyone a criminal. I didn't call anybody a criminal. Carl, did I call you a criminal? You got an ineligibility letter. I never called you a criminal. Never said you were a druggie either, did I? Prison Break, I'm working on that. I think it's already set, but I don't know off the top of my head. Probably around lunchtime. Pierre Fanique just gave 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Pierre. Anyway, so I actually did look up a bunch of news for tonight. Let me just take a quick gander at that before people disappear on me here. Exactly. See, I mentioned all the reasons you could have received a letter. You named multiple reasons. Those were some reasons, but not all. But some people choose to focus on criminality and drug use and lie about me. So that's their moral shortcoming, and they will rot in hell for that. All right, Kevin. We'll see you in Durban then. The book by 15. I have them by 10, I think, in my Super. Let me take a look at my Super Bro here very quickly. Let's see where we're at here. Yes, you value my privacy. Okay. Yes, I agree. Okay, I got the Puma. Glick was by 7. That's a bold call on the road in Nelspruit. I've got Province by 7 over the Bulls. That's not a hard call. I've got the Lions by 7 over the Sharks. And then I've got South Africa by 14. Okay, you said 15. I had 14. I thought it was 10. I've got them by 14 over New Zealand. Yep, there you go. And Sunday, I've got the Cheetahs by 14 over Boland. Tuesday, I've got New Zealand by 21 over the Lions. At least that's what I think is going to happen. So, Otopia wants me to come home. Damien Fender says, not once, Colonel. You've always been truthful and direct with every live and direct interaction. Yep. I am new here, preparing for my specific videos. Colonel, I must watch. Well, Nelly, none of my videos are really designed to help you with your interview because that would be coaching, and that's not appropriate. I don't coach people. That's not allowed. I would say that the key for you is simply be honest with the interviewer. Don't be antagonistic with them. Just be polite and friendly, okay? And do your best to be truthful, and you should be fine. Just answer the questions. Yep. You're welcome, Nelly, and good luck in your interview. Yeah, I don't coach people. That's not appropriate. And it would especially be inappropriate for me to do it because I have some, as we say, inside baseball information. I know what's going on here because I was a criminal investigator. I was a counterintelligence agent, and I did these investigations on service members and civilians with security clearances or those hoping to get a security clearance. So I understand how this goes. So I also know that if you lie, you're done. You're toast. If they catch you in a lie, you're toast. You will be ineligible based on that alone. You will be ineligible based on that alone. Now, the good news is that South Africans, by and large, are being very honest in their interviews. I don't know if that helps them or hurts them, but it should help them. Yep. Good night, Pierre. All right, so, yep. Anyway, 168 likes, 215 people here. That means there's 47 people who haven't hit the like button. All right, so today I was disturbed hearing about a mother, but it's not a surprise. I know these stories, but this is a personal one that was related to me. A mother told me about her daughter who did very well, was done very well in her grade 11 scores. So she should be fully qualified. She applied to Stellenbosch, denied because she's white. Applied to a school in Cape Town that's a tech school. She wants to get into radiology. And the idiots who want free rides burned the campus yesterday. So I'm not sure what she's going to do. Nice young lady. She's 18, and she's going through a matric right now. And she was denied educational opportunity because she's white. That's moronic. Black people got to go to university in South Africa during apartheid. Why are whites being denied that right? You struggle with dates, and the interview was very understanding. That's good to hear, Hasiki. Okay. Having a criminal conviction doesn't always mean someone is a poor character, but it can obviously affect marriage and grace. 100% Ocean Lantern, 100%. And that's what I've said repeatedly, yet I'm being besmirched. Oh, pizza parties. Some of the people watching are trolls. That's when they're hitting the like. Yeah, that's true. Some of them are. Okay. No, it is lying. It's happening all the time. That's one reason for the refugee. So listen, folks. So it is August 20th. Okay. I oftentimes put on my senior von Ensborg hat and I tell you the things that are going to happen. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? I've been stewing on this one for a while, but I'm ready to spill it now. If you want to hear it. If you want to hear it. You guys tell me. So Judy says yes. You're ready. All right. This has nothing to do with me. It's not me. This is Washington and Pretoria. I predict that things are going to get very nasty between Washington and Pretoria in the near future. In the near future. What could that mean? Tariffs? Targeted sanctions? Could be. Could be. I think that we're coming to the end of the rope. The South African government has made no move whatsoever to address the concerns that Washington has shared. They have not disavowed the Kill the Boer song. They have not made any effort to remove the racist BEE legislation or at least exempt American companies. I believe that we're not far from that now. August 20th, 2025. This perhaps may happen before the end of the year. It depends how wrapped up the Trump administration is in the midterms and how much energy they're putting into that. I believe it's coming. Now, I could be wrong. It happens. That's my thoughts. You heard it here. Okay? You heard it here. If that occurs in the next 6 months, I told you. What does it mean for us? Well, tangibly, it doesn't mean much of anything. Unless South Africa is suspended from AGOA, which South Africa is ineligible for AGOA, so that wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I think it's coming. I'm reading the tea leaves, and we are reaching a point that the administration has lost its patience. Now, I'm not even in the White House. I don't work in the embassy in South Africa. I don't work in the State Department. I don't work in the National Security Council. But reading the tea leaves, this is what I believe is coming. Why is Pizza Party crying? Oh, because you're stuck here. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I got you. Okay. Pizza Party, I understand. Don't be scared. You can't control that. Don't let fear guide you. I see it, Judy. I didn't see what's going on. I missed her first comment. I thought something else came up. Anyway, that's just my analysis of the current things. If the facts change, then I'll say so. Universities are hell to themselves. Radiology, I'm sorry to say, but pursuing medicine sounds like trying to enter an overthrown burning castle. You're right, Michael. I know. And a lovely young lady. She's 18 years old. And so it's very disappointing. I really felt bad for her. Henry says, I don't even need tea leaves to see that. Cool Bean says, you've always been right. Well, mostly. Anyway, that's kind of where we're at, folks. That's my thoughts on that. So we did a little song with Murray tonight. Well, I've seen it coming for a long time too, but there's a point in which it becomes it's something you have to point out. Is Ronaldo on now? Did Ronaldo just go live? What's going on there? What's he doing? Screwing off again? He made me go on late last night. Let me see if he's live now. Let's see if Ronaldo just went live. I just got a notification here. Ronaldo is live. What the hell is that all about? He must be sleeping on the job. Huh. I wonder what that's about. Let's listen in to Ronaldo. See what's going on. So, Away Masakin's going on there. He's got 3 people watching, 21 watching now. Let's see what it's all about. Let's see what Ronaldo's got to say here real quick. Is it ever going to start? No, it's not going to start. It's just this video's still playing. Oh, here we go.
Everybody, and welcome to the Tech Chat. It is the 20th of August, and it's almost weekend. It's almost time for everybody just to relax and take it easy and just chill and veg and do whatever they need to do to survive. Almost payday. Well, not really. Payday is only next week, isn't it?
Well, what are you going to do about home affairs? Well, what can you do about home affairs? He's wearing the McLaren hat that I took him. Ronaldo's wearing the McLaren hat that I brought from the States. What's going on with him?
I could swim. Sorry, playing you live on my live. Maybe I'll wrap up. Wow, what happened? Colonel? Sorry, playing your live on my live.
Now he's
What's going on?
Why not?
You're literally playing your live on my live. Sorry. People over. Why not?
Oh, Ronaldo. I love this. Anyway, so maybe we can boost his numbers a little bit there.
Oh, Ronaldo. I love this. Anyway, so
now he's playing my live on his live.
we can boost his numbers a little bit there. Oh, Ronaldo.
Now he's playing my live on his live.
It's a live inception.
Oh, this is too funny. All right, Ronaldo. Cheers, brother. It's getting bad. I turned the sound off, so that's too funny. Anyway, at least we're having a little bit of fun with it.
How's it, everybody? How's it, Mel?
Oh, that is pretty funny, right? Yeah, we get an echo chamber going there eventually. That's how it works.
Sandy Song.
Oh, that's too funny.
Mel, yeah, I already said Mel. Chris, how's it going, buddy? Hendo, Freddie Smith, and that's it. That's what we've got so far.
All right. Well, we've got.
Meister is over here.
All right. So, guys, I'm going to let me see. Yeah, Ronaldo can be entertaining. You're welcome for the live stream. Ask how our interview is handled with people whose English is very bad. Not only that can be a problem. They may say you need a you need a excuse me. They may say that.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing.
They may say that you need an interpreter for Afrikaans. That could be a problem. I've seen people had a problem with that. Anna Kruger had a problem with that. There's others had a problem with it. It's not easy. The people coming over are not South Africa experts. They're investigators and adjudicators for the Homeland Security Department, USCIS, and their expertise is not South Africa. We've seen that. We know that to be the case. They are clueless about South Africa, and it's unfortunate. Yeah, they certainly don't speak Afrikaans. Sangombone says the U.S. government is going to hit the Southern government. Yeah, I think you might be right, Andre. But that was pretty funny. All right, everyone. Why is everyone going live tonight? I don't know. I think Ronaldo was probably doing some Freedom Front Plus stuff, but I don't do Freedom Front Plus. So I'm going to wrap up here. God bless. You're going to be redirected. Ronaldo, we got turn 18. Let's see how many people can get over there. Cheers, everybody. Have a good night.